Hey guys, welcome back to the No Quitters podcast where we interview people who have been through some challenges and turned them into a success. I'm your host, Dan Ray.
And Venny Saucedo.
Manny Soto.
There's a lot more to that, Manny. Can you tell us a little bit more about yourself? Come on, introduce yourself.
Absolutely. My name is Manny Soto. I'm the CEO and founder of The Financial Architects. We're a financial planning franchise. So we set up like 401ks for people and life insurance policies, do company plans, do tax strategies within the company plans. I mean, it's a mouthful, bro. We do the living trusts. We're on Yelp. We're all over the place. So
Absolutely.
Nice.
Well, thank you for joining us in our podcast.
thanks for having me.
All right. We want to know what it took to become who you are, because we know a lot of people that we interview here didn't have it easy. And I know for sure you didn't have it easy. So can you walk us through what were some times in your life where when you started and how you developed yourself as Manny Soto?
That's a mouthful, dude. I could sit here for the next 3 days and talk about that. But I think the more failure anybody goes through, obviously, the more success they're going to have. The most successful people have just failed forward and failed more often than everyone else. Whenever you see like an overnight success, oh my gosh, that guy's an overnight success, but he's like 43, 53, 65, and he's been through shit and back. So
Absolutely.
I mean, I would say
tell us
moral
where you grew
trial
up.
and tribulation for sure. I originally grew up in La Puente with my mom. I was born in Orange, locally, and I grew up. My mom and dad divorced when I was 5 years old. My sister was 3 years old at the time, and my brother wasn't even 6 months old. So us three, and my mom was a single mom. She was a latchkey kid. Uh, it was pretty tough. So after I got off of elementary school, I'd go and babysit my sister and my little brother during that time. But I probably went to 5 elementary schools, 1 junior high, 3 high schools, and went to Cal State Fullerton locally in Fullerton. So
Nice.
that's cool stuff. So I mean, I'm a chameleon, obviously. I grew up in Diamond Bar, but went to school in Pomona, which is ghetto as all hell. So my elementary school was puro Latino, and then my high school was Latino and black. So I played basketball with the brothers, and we talk, chop it up, and do that type of stuff. And then I went to college at Cal State Fullerton, so it was predominantly white guys, right?
Yeah.
So you go from "What's up, Holmes?" To "Oh, damn, dog,"
Yeah.
and then you're rolling, "Hey, buddy, how's it going?" It's just- you got that chameleon type of attitude and swag, but it makes to me it's a blessing, silent blessing in disguise, because it makes it easier for me to fit into any environment that I have the necessity to roll into.
Wow, that's amazing that you say that, man. Because we interview a lot of people, or we talk to a lot of people outside of here. They talk about the same situation that you went through, but they talk about it like they had no stability. I moved so many schools. I have no friends, and they see that as a disadvantage. But in your case, you're seeing that as an advantage, which is the way to
Huge
see
advantage.
things.
He learned
Huge
that.
advantage.
Huge
Absolutely.
advantage. It's amazing.
Like even me, I don't speak Spanish, but I understand all of it. So that's a leg up and a leg down. I live in Newport Beach, and I also live in Chino. So, I could put on a suit and tie and 3-piece suit and chop it up with the Ivy League guy, and then I could put a tank top on and throw some swag out the local bar. So it's just different. It's a leg up, in my opinion.
Yep.
My dad used to call it a curse. I'm like, oh man, that's a blessing. So it's just different strokes for different folks.
Yes.
The people that have succeeded to the highest level are the people that are most adaptable, and you have that gift.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Absolutely. I wasn't always in sales. I mean, I had a job just like anybody else. Out of high school, I went to college, and then I did collections. So I was really good on the phone. But I never was in the sales game until I got recruited into a multi-level marketing company, World Financial Group, when I was about 29 years old. I got an opportunity to meet Ed Milet and be coached and mentored by him. Eventually in the same company, my favorite sideline was Patrick Bet-David. So I learned, me and Patrick, we went to our first Hawaii contest on sales skills, and I shared an ahi salad with him that cost $19 at the time. So we were broke as a joke, man.
Wow.
I was so broke I couldn't hardly pay attention, but we were on there trying to be somebody, max it out and kill it and crush it. But
And your younger days, did you ever get into trouble?
I wasn't caught for trouble. I've been arrested before a couple times, but I beat the rap. So no, nothing charged. I think when we're younger, I mean, yeah, dude. I
mean, you grew up in Pomona, Papa.
Yeah, dude. We had armed proctors. I've seen 3 of my friends murdered. I've been in several fights, fist fights. My nose has been broken 3 times. My brother, who was better looking than me, smarter than me, and I think more charismatic than me, just had no ambition. But we did. My dad had a MMA gym, and we'd mess around. I was clearly no good at it, but my brother was really good. But growing up in that type of environment, yeah, you got to man up. I remember specifically being on a basketball court when I was a sophomore, and I low bridged some guy, where you cut the legs out, and he wanted to fight. He was a junior, and I was like, "Yeah, man, let's fight," because I thought I got to man up. Back then it's like, show him you're a man, but back then also someone got shot for that stuff. So it was a fine line.
Yeah,
it was a fine line. And then going to Cal State Fullerton, it was like a breath of fresh air, bro. It was like, oh damn, I ain't gotta watch my back. But
walk in the park here.
Yeah, it's different. You always have a leg out when you're just like men do it. We'll go to In-N-Out right here, and we'll be checking out everyone walking in. We want to have our face towards the door. We want to know who's walking in.
100%.
Things like that. So things like that what I'm talking about too. So that's what's up. That's how I grew up. But I think growing up at that level, because my Theo's gonna get all mad at me right now. But my mom was from 9 brothers and sisters. My dad's from 12 brothers and sisters.
Damn.
And my mom's family, they're all thugs. Like, I can't think of one of my cousins that wasn't from a set. So growing up in that environment, it teaches you how to, again, smell the smoke around the corner, because it's brewing. And I've been in a lot of situations, going back to your original questions, where, yeah, we did some sideways shit. Like my cousin was a really good boxer, and we'd be boxing the street, other sets. So I was never part of a set, but it was from that walk of life. And then my mom took me out of that environment, and we moved to Azusa.
At what age was that?
Boom. I went to Azusa High School as a freshman. I went to Diamond Bar High School that I got kicked out of because I didn't live on the right side of the tracks. And then I went to Ganesha. My first day at Ganesha, I saw these 2 chicks fighting. I was a freshman, and it was a black girl and a Mexican girl, and it was wild, bro. Like, there was bras out, there was boobies. It was pretty wild. But I was like, all right. First day of school. I'm like, okay, that's what I'm talking about. My dad asked me, how was the first day of school, son? I was like, it was dope. So again, going back to what we were talking about before, it's like, I guess the trauma is my comfort. So even recently, I opened an office in Tempe, Arizona. I didn't have to do that. I was really stupid, in my opinion. But I opened it, and it's shaking my cage now. I'm like, man, we did 36,000 there last month, and I'm like, I can't go to Tempe right now, man. I got to go to Chino Hills. I'm looking at Corona Del Mar's, another locations, a bunch of different things that are mixing and matching.
Got you.
So how many branches do you have now?
Right now we have 29 financial services branches. We're a franchise though, so I don't pay for all 29 branches. I only pay for my Chino Hills operation, that office. It's a retail spot. We got 2,400 square feet, and it costs me about 11 racks a month. And then I got the Tempe location. It's nothing. It's like $1,100 a month, dude. So, we got close to 300 agents in our company.
Wow.
Our number one product is living trusts. Obviously, 70% of real estate that's owned does not have a living trust, so it's a major plug for us. And our second largest product transaction is life insurance, income protection.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all educating people, teaching them, because where we grew up, we didn't know shit about.
Basically, everything they don't show you in
nobody
school.
had a living trust. No, nobody knew about financial designing your life and nothing.
Yeah. Our mission statement is to educate and empower.
Yeah.
So that's funny that you bring that up, because I believe that if you have the education, you can accomplish anything. But with the lack of education, you're going to make some bad moves. And through failure, you learn. But if you're more educated, that's why I love reading. That's why I love playing chess, like you, bro.
Yeah.
So your opponent's move is going to cause you to react in a different move. So if I could read about other people's failures and wins, I can learn as if I was failing like them. And that's conceptually that really makes sense. So our organization is, man, we're a melting pot. So we got guys that are super educated, double master's degrees, finance backgrounds. We have fiduciaries. We got them all. Then we have guys that jumped the border 3 years ago that want an opportunity. They want to win for their family. They want to do something big and better. But I think that the real opportunity is having an opportunity. So if I'm in Gaza right now, I literally have no freaking opportunity.
Right.
I can't go down the street and go, hey, man, I'm going to hustle to make $100,000 this month. Here, you have the opportunity. But just like everything else, we're spoon-fed, bro.
Yeah.
Like there's a bunch of pansies right now in the United States. A bunch of bitches, to be real with you. I hope I could say that. But
Yeah.
Absolutely, you can say it.
there's just a lot of people that want to be given stuff. We got a call the other day from
Entitlement.
big time.
The sense of entitlement is
My buddy
nuts.
George calls it the bubble wrap people.
Yeah, it's
Bubble
stupid.
wrap babies.
Like, yeah, bubble
Stupid.
wrap baby.
I don't want a second place trophy. Like, don't give it to me. Just say good job. Give me a high five and let me go back to work.
Yeah.
And
That's the week though.
I don't think that, and that's what makes you guys so special too. They think you're special, but you're not that special. You actually just committed to following through and doing what you said that you were going to be doing. And I've been doing business for 23 years now, and it's wild to see. I see the good-looking 6'3" white dude with blue eyes that's just a bitch. And I see the guy that's 5'6", jumped the border from Mexico, that will just work his ass off 18, 19 hours a day to win for his family. And it's no wonder that the guy that jumped the border's crushing it.
Yep.
Because he put his commitment to the test.
And a lot of it is that the ones that are born here, sorry to say, I mean, I was born here too, but they never had to struggle.
Well,
And
the
the struggle
facts.
is what I think that builds people to, I don't want to live this way. I'm fucking tired of being poor. I don't want to be broke. And they have a different vision as opposed to, I mean, we have 25-year-olds right now that ain't doing shit.
The hunger's just not there.
There's no hunger. There's no drive.
I will tell you this. I have two older boys. My oldest is 28, and my other son, Manny, is 26. When they were 13 and 15, I sent their little asses door knocking. They knock on a door. I gave Manny a script. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but he said, in an effort for my dad to show us the value of money, he's asked us to door knock and wash your car or do yard work. Which of the two would best interest you? I taught him how to be little closers, right? Dude, Manny and Dominic were making 30, 35 bucks an hour, dude, banging down doors. And you put them in front of any other 26 and 28-year-old, they will eat your lunch because they're great communicators. And I didn't give them shit. They wanted a video game. I said, go earn it, motherfucker, go earn it.
Right.
So now Manny's in San Antonio, Texas. You know, he's got a lot saved up. He's got some good stocks, etc. He calls me up sometime like, who the hell is this? I mean, the dude is like, he knows what the hell he's doing.
Smart.
And my son Dominic, he's a great dad. I'm a grandpa. He's a great dad. He's an awesome human being. But they both got mouthpieces, and they know I'm going to try and spend all my money. All of it. I told them, I'm going to try and spend all my money. Yeah, you're probably going to get some from some life insurance stuff that I got going on permanent, but don't count on me.
You're right. Can you imagine showing those type of values to kids nowadays? Parents will catch cases.
Oh,
right?
dude.
For real.
Yeah. You're going to get
For real,
reported
for
by
real.
children's services.
Real quick.
For real,
It's
for real.
insane.
I did the same thing, though. I took my kids door knocking, and it was in Compton, South Central, everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Because they learn to fucking talk to people.
Yep.
Anyone, complete
Yeah.
strangers.
Yeah.
When you can do that, you're going to be okay.
Exactly. I remember I was like 5, 6, and then my sister and my brother, my dad sent us door knocking. like he used to sell shoes. So we would go on all the apartments, door knocks. He's just slanging steel toe boots and Nike shoes
Yep.
and all that stuff. That's how you learn.
Absolutely.
Right? But nowadays, everything's just so watered down. People are so soft. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, how do you think we can turn this around?
I believe, my opinion, me and my sons, we started a company called The Hills, HILLZ. And it was to represent a higher identity of thinking. So The Hills, winners never quit, quitters never win. The Hills kind of stuff.
Nice.
So we created T-shirts and stuff. And at that time, I wanted to really be a big mark in my kids' lives. I still do. So when I did that, they had pride behind it. My argument behind that was, if you get a cool kid in class, I used to be one of those cool kids that was kind of drama, you know, I throw paper at the teacher, I do shit like that. But nowadays, if you do it in the classroom, the teacher goes, hey, don't do that. You got to listen to the teacher for that time period. But by the time you're out of recess, they're doing the same old shit. A real movement happens when you can foster independence into your children. And now the cool kid will not be a bully and they'll learn how to do it. We have to change it from the ground up. And right now, all these socialized programs and all the, oh, let's give them a 7th place trophy. Or I don't want to make little Billy feel bad.
Feel bad.
All that bullshit, like all that does is make us a weak country. And weak countries eventually are at their demise. They're going to create a weak country, and the weak country will create little soft teddy bears, and then eventually there's a collapse. So I hope that doesn't happen, but you know, my opinion is we got to start it from the ground up.
It's happening though. It's sad. And
so you think we need a reset?
We need to do something, man. I think politically we're challenged. You got the left and the right arguing almost daily. It's not my fault, it's their fault. I mean, what's a child to think? They look at that and they're like, oh man, well I gotta follow suit.
Yeah, these grown ass men can't get it together.
Exactly.
How about us?
Exactly.
Yeah, I see that.
Wild.
Taking it back to you, Manny. How old were you when you started the first branch?
So, geez, I got into World Financial Group when I was 29. I left when I was about 37, I believe.
You put some time there.
Yeah, I did. You know, I didn't make a check for 1 year, by the way. So for 12 months, I didn't make any money at World Financial Group. I was going to meetings because Ed was a great speaker.
You were 29?
Yeah.
No responsibilities?
I had 2 boys at that time. I had a 4-unit. I had other stuff going on at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I would drive from Huntington Beach to Pomona. It took me an hour and a half sometimes, just because I wanted to go see Ed speak. The stuff he talks about now is the same shit he was saying back in 2003. Like he's just
hitting different.
Yeah, he just remarketed it. And I mean, think about it. YouTube hasn't been around for 30 years.
No.
It's somewhat recent. It's been around for 16, 17 years or something like that. So now he's on YouTube, he's on Instagram, he's all over the place. But the dude was saying the same thing. Matter of fact, I listen to him talk now. He was way better when he was 33, 34 years old.
Just raw.
Yeah. I mean, the dude was making $500,000-$600,000 a year. I was dead broke. I was homeless in a suit to a degree. I was taking showers at LA Fitness, and I didn't want to go back home. But, you know, during that stage, I got in at 29. I left at 37. Mylette called me twice a day for 7 days straight, dude. Like, he was pissed. And but I knew once I picked up the phone, he was going to talk me back into going back to WFG. So I went about 3-4 years doing just independent planning. And then my first branch was probably when I was about 43. I started TFA. And the primary reason was this guy, Omar, is 25 years old and he wanted coaching. And I told him, nah, man, I don't coach anybody anymore. I don't want to recruit anybody because it gave me bad vibes. WFG, I recruited almost 1,000 people there. And I didn't want to coach and train anymore, so I just did individual financial planning. So Omar was the one that I go, man, I got to create an environment for him. So we got this little 200 square foot little corner office. You know, one of those, what do you call those, virtual offices?
Yeah.
Where they pay for your own operator and stuff. So we got one of those. Within about 6 months, I went and got like an 840 square foot office in Chino. right behind this AM/PM. 3 years later, after the lease expired, I got this retail spot that really blew up, which was right next to one of the busiest Wells Fargo in Inland Empire.
Wow.
Off the 60 freeway. So I was getting walk-ins, and I was never used to getting walk-ins. I was normally going in pitching
Chasing,
to real
yeah.
estate or lenders or things like that.
Yeah.
And then now I got one of the busiest spots. We got like close to 40,000 cars that cruise by every single day.
Wow.
Our mark last year was 212% growth just on walk-ins.
Wow.
So we're killing
210% growth.
212%.
112.
Yeah. So we're gonna walk. I mean, I got a walk in January, paid me almost 130 grand. She rolled over her deceased husband's 401k. She got a couple life insurance policies. She was a teacher.
Wow.
So this is a walk-in. I have a great Yelp. We have 105, 107 5-star reviews on Yelp. We have great publication. Not to say we'll never get a bad mark on Yelp. It's eventually going to happen. But for right now, we're cranking. I don't want to be 100,000 agents, even though I think that I can accomplish that. It's just a big headache. I see like my buddy Patrick. He's walking around with security and stuff. I don't want that. I see Milet. He's got to walk into a room and smile at everyone. I don't want that. If I don't like someone, I'm down to go, I don't fucking like you, bro. I don't want to be like a fake. That's like with you, bro. Like I immediately, I liked you. You were a cool guy immediately. Venny too.
Thank you.
Same thing, bro. That's why I want to be in business with people that I naturally love and respect and like. I don't want to be that fake guy, you know?
Absolutely.
We can be an acquaintance like from a distance, like way over there.
Yeah.
That's part of the whole facade that people put up in life.
Yeah. Yeah. And I do believe, you know, don't step on toes. Like I'm neutral. It's not like I'm going to go up to someone and be like, I don't like you. You know, I'm not like that, but I just rather be legit about it.
Real.
Yes.
Real.
100%.
Authentic.
That's it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things that the world is missing now.
Yep.
Authenticity.
Big time.
Everyone's just trying to be somebody else of somebody else, and they're a copy of a copy of a copy, and they're missing their identity, right?
Completely agree.
You know what's interesting? You're 29, 2 kids, a mortgage,
Mm-hmm.
a 1 year of not receiving
Not
a
fucking
dime.
paycheck.
Yeah.
What kept you motivated?
I think kids are a big purpose. We have a rep in my office right now. He's 42, 43. I don't mind sharing this. He's moving here from Arizona, and he's got no kids. He's got no ties. I already know it's going to be difficult to fan this guy's fire, get him up and running.
Mhm.
So I'll tell some of my reps, go buy a BMW and have a $1,200 car
commitment.
payment. That way you have to get up in the morning.
Yeah.
If they ain't got no kids, I'm not going to say anything bad about that, but it lights a fire up their ass. So,
Yep.
So I don't want my kids knowing that dad didn't put it on there. I get emotional over my kids. I want the best for my kids.
Right.
So knowing that they're watching it does make me get up in the morning. Nowadays, because I mean, I could probably hang it up tomorrow and I probably still make a good residual income tomorrow. Residuals are super fantastic. But I think I do it now because I made a lot of promises to some of my agents and my brokers that I was going to be there and try and help them to build their brand and their pocketbook and make a difference in their lives. So I'm doing it more so because of them now. But at some point in time, I do want to hang it up and I want to help kids. I want to pull them from the ditch and get them out of it, because I do believe that a lot of the kids that didn't have anything, they have a lot of ability, but they don't have that structured help. So I want to foster independence in that. I don't want to, nothing against them, but the kids that were born with the silver spoon in their mouth, they're just waiting for mom and dad to pass away. I'm down to do the living trust for them, secure their lifestyle.
We'll still do business.
But they're not the ones. That's gonna really escalate us as a country and as a race here in the United States.
You know, those things that motivate you, your kids, someone else might look at that same scenario and be like, fuck, I can't do this. I have kids, right? How many times have we heard this?
Oh my God, I'm glad that you brought that up, bro.
Yeah.
Because that's the purpose. That's not your deficiency. That's not your the
Mhm.
the cause why you can't do it. That's the purpose. That's the why.
Right.
I'm glad that you brought that up, because that's, dude, I get we recruit people.
Yeah.
I know you recruit people. I know you recruit people. It's the same thing. They walk in, they tell you exactly what they want. Nowadays, as a business hint, you should have a expectation meeting with your agent. So when I get a new agent, I go, hey, tell me your expectation of me as a leader. And the new agent goes, they don't know because they've never been coached this way. And they go, well, I expect you to, if I need something, yeah, I need help. Okay, cool. Is that it? All right, sweet. Here's my expectation of you. I need you to be in the office from 8 a.m. to at least 7 p.m. You said you want to make $250,000, right? All right, no pansies allowed. 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Then you got to make 40 calls a day. 40 calls a day keeps poverty away. Then you got to go out and you got to market. You got to prospect. You got to do all these different things, right? And your job is to at least submit 4 pieces of business every month, which is 1 a week. If you can't do that, you're not full time. You should get a job. And I feel like, just like you said, bro, most leaders, they want to be favorites. They don't want to be they don't want to be on somebody's bad side. And that's food for failure, in my opinion. I got a guy, he's got kids, he's got a wife, he's just transitioned from a career. I'm like, dude, where were you? Oh man, I went to my son's game. I'm like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, dude, this guy is not on my radar anymore. Like, okay, cool. You know, I still gave him a thumbs up. I'm like, that's terrific, bro. You know, see you at the next one. But his production is down, and that's the reason why, is because he wants to come up with as many excuses as possible.
You see, I see a lot of that, and there's going to be a lot of parents out there that be like, well, I got my kids as priority, right?
Mm-hmm.
But here, in one hand, you have your family, and in the other hand, you have your whole financial situation,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I'm sure you deal with this all the time. How does one prioritize one over the other?
For me, you should be scheduled. I think a lot of entrepreneurs are in the world of, I've arrived from being an employee and being told what to do to now being an entrepreneur. And now you have them showing up at 8 a.m. at the office. They show up at 10:30 at the office, and then they leave at 3 p.m.
Or don't show up.
Or don't show up. They're semi-retired, or they work out of home. That's the leader's challenge, number one, that they didn't set an expectation of what they expect. And it's predominantly their challenge as an entrepreneur getting into this industry, any industry, and being an entrepreneur without doing the necessary research and mentoring. So if I told somebody, shit, this will help your organization and yours, bro, and you wanted to do real estate or lending, I'd say, okay, where are you coming from? Okay, how many hours a week did you work at your job? 45 hours. Okay, cool. Here, you're going to have to work 60, 65 hours just to get it back up to where you were used to making the income that you are. Yeah. You can't be at home. There's literally about 3 to 5% of people that can work from home and be productive. You have to be in the office with at least 3 hours of green time. Green time is how many calls you're going to make. Yeah. You got to do 2 hours of prospecting, and then you go out there and beat the street and write some business. And what's wild is that they take Saturdays off too. They're like, dude, when do you buy houses? On a Tuesday? On a Saturday, don't you? Don't you go and look for houses on a Saturday? You have to work a Saturday. You got to be generating some prospects. And I find that most entrepreneurs, again, they got into fantasy land about being a business owner. They went from having a job where they were taken care of and they got W-2 and they got disability included in their W-2, and now they're an entrepreneur, and all of a sudden they think they have the same capability. They don't. If they work less, they're going to make way less.
Right. Like if they left their 40-hour job complaining, whining about the 40 hours, and now they're an entrepreneur, and then they realize, hey, shit, I got to work triple the amount of time
easier
to just get by. It's a hard realization for a lot of people.
There should be, this might be an idea for all of us, bro. There should be like an entrepreneur mastermind. Hey, these are the senior guys. They're the grandfathered guys that know what it takes to be successful. Boom, 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 boom. A brand new entrepreneur goes from having a job to now buying a job, and they get like 3 videos from us on saying, hey, this is what I would do if I had to start all over again.
It's not a bad idea.
That'd be a sick idea, bro. We have like maybe a little Facebook group, and I wouldn't do it for free either. I would charge them initially and monthly if they want monthly coaching.
Sure.
I think that'd be dope.
I think it'd be good.
Yeah.
Make it affordable for some people to have some skin in the game. Otherwise, they don't value it. They will never value it if you give it to them for free.
Yep. I mean, a sales coach. I tell my new guys too, hire a sales coach. Costs you $400 a month.
Yep.
Oh, well, I don't know if I could afford that. Then you shouldn't be in business.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
What the hell, dude,
100%.
you know?
Manny, so you had mentors in your life. Who were the biggest impacts in your life?
Ed Milet was my number one impact in my whole life. I still text message him. I tried to write him a check the other day. He's not taking my checks because I still believe I owe him an override. He was the number one guy that pulled me out of having a job. He was the number one guy that kept me coming on a weekly basis because he could make you laugh and cry within 5 minutes. The guy's super special. He's the most incredible speaker I've ever seen, above Tony Robbins, above all the other guys. I don't know if he still has it if I were to sit with him today, but I do know that 20 years ago when I was with him on a daily basis, he was just so special. I'd literally put my ear up against his office door and listen to him, how he articulated a message. It was unbelievable. And I believe that the reason, or the way that I speak now, a lot of it has to do with him. So he's very assertive. You walk through the crowd, you touch people. I couldn't hold eye contact to a degree, but he's the one that taught me that. He's the one that taught me how to escalate. He's maybe 5'7", right? He'd be on his tippy toes, and I would match his tippy toes. I was 6 feet tall at the time. Now I'm 5'11". But I was, at that time, tippy-toeing just to match him.
Yeah.
So he was the one that I duplicated and the one that was the refinished product, if you will. Number one, my dad was an unbelievable mentor to me, even though he didn't have the best personal life. Wonder why I don't have the absolute best personal life. You know, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. But my dad has 9 kids, and I thought my dad was an incredible dad when it came to like helping us. He would teach us certain things in not the best form, but I learned from it. You know, he would I remember renting a room from him years ago. He'd be like, "Man, where the fuck you going?" I go, "Oh, Dad, I got some appointments." And you know, I had like 3-day suit broker where your sleeve was down here to your knuckles, and you get 3 suits and 3 belts and 3 socks for $300. So I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to do an appointment." My dad go, "Mr. Millionaire, where the fuck you going?" He'd be like, "You're broke. You're a loser. Why are you doing this?" And I said, "Dad, I want to be somebody. I want to do something other than have a job." And my dad was in the car business, and he was probably working 60, 65 hours a week. And he was a hard ass worker. And I think I got a lot of that from my dad. So I'd say those 2 individuals probably had the most effect on my life. I think that, you know, during the walk of life, I had a lot of sidelines. I went to thousands of events where I would get just 5 minutes of something, and it really would get me. But the primary guy was Milet. Milet was just so inspirational, motivational for me.
But you invested in yourself. You actually went to events, paid for seminars, and did stuff
Absolutely.
to learn.
Absolutely. My production also in WFG, my first year I did 212,000 in target premium. My second year I did like 208. And I earned being in the room with other players. A recent guy that just left WFG, started GFI, he's probably recruited 30,000 people in a year. He's killing it. I think WFG is suing his ass though. But Eric Olson, I was in rooms with Eric Olson. I was in other rooms with Pat David. I was in earned rooms with this guy, not my favorite guy, but I won't even say his name because I can't stand the dude. But other guys like Dan Charlier, I was in these rooms with these higher identity people, and I learned a lot from that. But I had to earn being in these rooms. Christopher Schleman, Ed's brother-in-law, was a big plug. So all of these people, I ended up being in the same rooms with them, but I earned it. So Milet, number one.
Wow.
Thank you, buddy.
Now, if you could go back and change anything in your life and do it different, what would that be? Tell our listeners, what would you change?
I don't ever regret finding a network marketing company like World Financial Group. I thought it was incredible. I learned a lot from that. I learned rejection. I learned some financial planning. I learned actually what not to do in financial planning from WFG. But the number one thing I already know this answer immediately is I stayed there too long. I should have left year 4, not year 8. I should have talked to 3 mentors during that 4th year that were outside of my business, that didn't have anything to do with my business, and just put all the cards on the table and say, hey, I need direction. Here's where I'm at in contract. Here's where I'm at with my home life, and here's where I want to be. I wish I would have took maybe 3 or 4 mentors, taken them to lunch or dinner, and paid for their time. If they get paid $300 an hour, I should have paid $300 for that hour. Another thing I would have done is I would have initially gotten, it's going to be so analytical, but I'm more of an analyst kind of, I'm a cool nerd. I would have gotten a CRM day 1. And everybody that I met, I would put into my CRM.
Your personal.
My
CRM.
personal CRM. I would pay for my own personal CRM. I would not buy into my organization CRM that's free.
Because they own it.
There's a reason it's free. They own all your contacts,
your
and
data,
remarketing, and data. Data is so powerful nowadays. Yeah. And I would have had an actual scripted out plan to get to where I want to be. My financial independence number back then was 500,000 because I thought if I get a 10% rate of interest on my 500,000, I'm used to living on a $50,000 a year lifestyle.
Huh.
Now I'm like, I don't know how the hell I ever came up with those numbers. I was like, I drive a Honda, it was my Honda numbers. But now, my fin is a lot more aggressive. So those are some of the things I would have done different.
What's a moment in your life where you almost gave up but didn't?
None. I'll answer that immediately. I don't have that in my
At all.
Nah. I ain't giving up. I got shit going on right now. I got shit going on 2 years. I got shit 2 years ago was a real tough time for me. Dan knows this personally. That was tough. I gained 15 pounds. I was walking on eggshells. I was losing my hair. Like I was doing a lot. Shit was stressful. But I never thought about quitting. I never ever thought about quitting. Even where I'm at right now, going through the difficult times that I got stuff moving and shaking right now. I do think about relocating, going to Florida, being close to my boy PBD.
Nice.
Yeah. But things like that. I think about that, but I've never thought about quitting.
And even crossed your mind.
Nah.
That's
like
good.
You asked that, and I'm like, damn, some other people think about that shit. Like, I got that ass. You thought about quitting?
Hey,
I'm gonna beat your ass.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna jump you right now.
I don't like to lose. I don't like to lose. I'm competitive as it comes, but I mean, now money changes a lot of things. They always say money is relative. Yeah, because when you got money, all of a sudden all your relatives show up. They want a handout. That's because it's relative. But money does change lifestyle, it does change schedule, it does change mindset. So if you can think as if, you will eventually walk into that if. So I just made $1.6 million last month. I have this badass Newport spot that's like the infinity pool, looks like it's going into the ocean. I just went on another vacation with my daughter. Like, things are awesome. And I said that as if. It didn't happen though. Not yet. Not yet.
That's the goal.
Yes.
But you follow me? So if you think it,
Yes.
you got it.
Yeah.
I want to make my annual, my monthly. I don't want to be comfortable at $2 and $3 million a year. I think that a lot of us get too comfortable, bro.
Yes. The way I see you speak and everything, you speak with authority to yourself.
Thank you.
You just spoke to our audience, right? And I feel that's something that a lot of people are missing out there, right? They're like, I don't want to go to the gym.
Yeah, bro.
I don't want to go to the gym. But when they speak to themselves with authority, that it changes things.
I grew up on incantations. I'm God's favorite person. that was one of my incantations. I got so much money, I don't know what to do with it all. These are forced incantations. I think again, as a new associate, a new entrepreneur, that's just as important as having a schedule, if not more important. So
Your belief in yourself.
yeah,
The blind faith.
belief drives everything. I mean,
100%.
belief drives everything. If you think you can, you can. If you think you cannot, you cannot.
You won't.
So belief does drive everything that that you get involved in.
Got you. I mean, you had a pretty long, successful career. What was one of your wake up calls?
My age, to be real, I'm being real authentic now. I don't know, man. I walk into some rooms and I'm like, am I the oldest motherfucker in here? What's going on here? I got some young studs in here, and I'm like, yeah, I'm beating them now, but they might catch me, and that's a challenge. Looking into AI and things of that nature, I've gotten a lot of compliments on looking younger, but I had one of my buddies. He goes, "Dude, I wish I had your genetics." I'm like, "Motherfucker, you didn't see me on the treadmill." I work my ass off. You know what I mean? I'm going to the gym just like I go to business. You know what I'm talking about, bro.
Yeah.
So even at the gym, if people are a little overweight or they're having challenges somewhere, then they know what to do to fix it. You just need to do what you know. I used to put that on my mirror every single day. Do what you know. I know I got to get up early. I know I got to get into the gym. I know I got to make my 40 phone calls. I know I have to voice my incantations. I know I got to get in the right rooms. I know. And then, but having a bad association will probably set you off too. Like you got that little dull, disillusioned little crybaby friend of yours that you keep hanging out with. That's the reason why you are where you're at, because you chose to be friendly instead of be serious about your business. So it also applies in your health, in your religious beliefs, in your personal life, in your business life. It's the same thing.
I mean, at one point or another, you realize no one's coming to save you.
Hell no. Ain't no one coming to save me. So, I mean, dude, I've always been, though, give me the rock, man. Give me the ball. I want to shoot the final shot. So I'm okay having that responsibility because no one else was there willing to take that shot. Now, do I think other people are better than me when it comes to a certain sector of business? Absolutely. But I know my place. So if you want me to promote something, I'm badass at that. You want me to speak somewhere, I'm badass at that. You want me to dissect a financial plan, I'm badass at that. You want me to create a website? Bruh.
Not me.
Shit ain't happening. I'm gonna hire some dude to create that, and he's gonna be badass, and I'm gonna fan his farm, be like, man, you're the greatest in the world. You're gonna I'm gonna promote him to get to where I want to be, like anywhere in life, man.
Right.
I gotta call in the experts. Dude, you have a out of country call center. I know nothing about that. So if I want to start that, or if I want to get involved, I just call my man. Right. I trust you. You have integrity with me. So that'd be the first call that I would make. And then I'd learn from it. And then I'd be like, all right, well, how can we pivot in my business? And how could I use my boy as a standalone, to create some big action in my business? And that's all a result of being around the right people and rubbing elbows with the right associations.
You started a pretty successful business. You have 20-something branches right now. And no one starts a business knowing what's going to happen. How did you battle self-doubt? Because we're always like, shit, what am I doing? It's growing.
Okay,
We're recruiting.
That's a great question. So about 10 years ago, my buddy Butch Chalaya, who was in WFG before, he came out to visit some guys, and he came to visit me. We're in Buffalo Wild Wings in Chino Hills. Mm-hmm. And he's like, how's the financial architects going? When he said it, I didn't really believe I owned it. You ever start a company and someone says your company or company name, and you're like, I'm kind of afraid to even talk about my company. You know what I mean? Like, we got 3 reps. We're doing great. I got 3 reps. And I go, oh, we're cool, man. I'm kind of retired. Oh my God. I still get disgusted even telling him this. I'm kind of retired. I'm making my 12, 15 grand a month, working part-time from my backyard. And he's like, he's a good friend. He goes, hey, when did you tell yourself that bullshit?
Wow.
Called you out on it.
I was like, damn. I'm all, what do you mean? You know, I got an ego too.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what do you mean, bro?
But he was right.
He was.
Yeah.
He goes, when did you start quitting on your dreams? I still remember. I'm getting goosebumps talking to you about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And 10 years ago, that guy, for him to say that, kind of slapped me in the face a little bit, and it was a good slap. And we had a grand opening, like maybe a year later, and he gives me this picture. He showed up. He gives me this picture for him. On the back, he wrote a pretty deep message to me, and I was really appreciative. Your best friends will challenge you. Your best friends will say, what about this, bro? Your best friends will want to get on board for you instead of the latter and not be on board with you. Those negative little jabs that they give you, oh man, you're not gonna buy that Porsche, or you're not gonna buy that house, or why are you trying? My ex, she say, hi, you're so ambitious. You know, those types of people, I'm like, man, get them out of your life, man. Do an exchange. So that right there, when you said the company name, that was one of the challenges. And I showed up the right way, where I go, I hate what he said. I got a little bit pissed off at him, but he was right. And I told him he was right. And I thanked him later.
That changed your life.
It did.
Woke you up.
Wow.
He was one of them. Yeah, there were other people that did it too. My buddy Pat writes a book called Choose Your Enemies Wisely. And in the book, it talks about some enemies that I know, by the way, that was in the book. And a couple of my enemies, they're not really enemies, but I looked at them like, all right, you want to tell me that I'm not going to do something? That's the best thing to spark my energy.
Right. Are they really enemies, or are they just sent to motivate you in a different way?
Exactly. Exactly. Right. So that's why I'm very careful. Some of my brokers and agents, I'm kind of careful at what kind of plug that. I'm like, hey, where are you, dog? What do you mean you didn't crack $250,000 this year? Come on, man, what's up? So there's a little gray area right there. So
that's badass.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty incredible, dude. Knowing that you're impacting a lot of these people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're changing lives for these people with your teachings, with what being the example and being a leader to them. How does that feel?
What a responsibility. It's like having 20 kids. I love my kids though. So I want to, again, foster independence. I got a guy, Hamlet, left a $250,000 job to come with me. And it's going to be his 1 year mark next month. I think he'll scrape like 180, 200,000. Great dad, great husband to his wife, just an incredible person. I got this new girl, Vanessa. Vanessa's super sweetie, man. Lives in East LA. She just quit her job, and she's counting on me to show her the way. I have to show up. I can't be at my pad and kick it full time. I got to show up. I got to show her how to make a phone call. I got to show her how the designs. I got a girl, Elena, inside of our office. She's a mom, single mom. And even though she's funny as all hell, I got to show her the ropes. She came from PHP, and now she's with us. She was at PHP for 4 years, and now she's with us. And I got to show her the path. I got other people, Tamara. I got this guy, Steven. I got another person, Rolando, who did an exit for his property and casualty company. He exited with a good amount, and now he wants to pivot into financial services. These are all my my assistant, Raven. She's so incredible when it comes to taking care of me. She bites her tongue, I'm sure, at going and getting my laundry and doing things that are uncomfortable. But it's a team effort. My number one guy, Omar Sanchez, he just got into a head-on collision, almost died 5 months ago. He wasn't walking for 4 months. Things like that. I got to show up. And when that happened, think about it. As an entrepreneur, you go through a head-on collision. You almost die. The lady that hit him died. She has 3 kids.
Oh,
she did a GoFundMe, the whole nine. Coverage on car insurance is $60,000. I don't know if you guys know that or not. So if your medical bills or outside medical is more, you got to pay the bill. So I'm like, all right, motherfucker, give me the rock. I'm like, I'm gonna go out and make $250,000 a month. I'm gonna pay your medical bill. That's my boy, dude. I want to put it on there for him. So, wow, it's a huge responsibility, dude. But at the end, it makes me feel awesome for them to even bring my name up once. And leadership is so challenging, dude. In leadership, you're responsible for everything that goes wrong. And for everything that goes right, you give away all the light. You're like, man, John did such an amazing job. Even though behind the scenes, you're working your ass off, you're doing it all. Yeah. But John is on stage and you're making him look like the intergalactic warrior. It's such a challenge on a leader, but it's so worth it at the tail end, money-wise, identity-wise, and family-wise. I think it's awesome.
It's huge.
That is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've been through a lot of stuff. Do you think that trauma fuels ambition?
Whew. I don't know. I'll tell you in about 5-10 years, dude, when I'm done. Because right now, shit it's thick. Another thing that I teach my guys too is that if you're going through something, why are you gonna tell everybody? Like everyone on Instagram,
They're trying to feel good.
on Instagram, they're like going through a problem, and then you're like, why do I get all these DMs? These chicks that do like respect. But if you're at the gym and you're doing squat life and you're putting it on the gram and you're getting thousands of DMs from guys want to take you out on dates, don't complain about it. You attracted what you wanted. So if I'm on Instagram and I'm worried, I'm going through something,
venting,
you'll never see me go, having a relationship problem. What? I'm a leader. I'm a leader. Yeah. I'm not going through any problems. I'm not going through any physical problems, mental problems. I could have stage 3 cancer right now and you'd never know about it because I'm a rock. That's my job as a leader. You wonder why geese fly in a V formation? It's because they go 78% faster if they were to go it alone. In a team effort like this, the leader is the leader. You want to be a little bitch? Go behind me. Let's go. Lead, follow, or get out the way. I don't want that. I can't have that. And it's going to sway movement.
It's powerful.
Yes.
Powerful.
I'm on one today. I didn't even take a fat burner today.
So you said you wrap up in about 5 years. What's next for you?
I do believe I can do an exit for north of $100 million inside of this company. We've already gotten some asks in VCs, but we're still somewhat small. So in the exit, I do want to pay out my franchisees, proportionate to their production, of course. So that's where I'm going with it. And I do want to do something outside of that. I love podcasts. I think podcasts is dope. All mad props to you guys because it's a drain sometimes. You're tasked with asking the right question and you're like, man, now I got to put it together and I'm away from my true business for 2 hours. Does it really make mathematical sense for it? So I've been going through
it's our passion
too.
Yeah.
And I mad props to you guys because young entrepreneurs, you have such a massive effect on them. I was looking at my Instagram stats. I'm followed predominantly by 35-year-old males and not females, not anything other than these dudes. And I want to take that seriously because I'm making a mini influence inside of their lives, just like Absolutely. You guys are. So mad props to you guys too.
Thank you.
Wow. Here's a question for you. What does legacy mean to you? What is the legacy of?
So this is crazy, dude. All the questions you guys are answering, I'm already thinking about, which is wild. So I was thinking about one legacy of business. There's a business legacy, and then another legacy of family. So I'm again tasked with what's more important. Most people say, "Oh, you got to buy Gucci shoes or have a nice car." For me, I'm like, "Nah, fuck that. I can do both." So for me, legacy is built around business. I don't want to sell my company for $500 million because it would force me to do a lot of other things that would take away from my family. Legacy for me is on the family side. And I believe I can encapsulate both by grabbing my kids and making them part of this business legacy. My daughter, she's 17 years old, and I just listened to her. So I took her out for sushi the other day. I drove to freaking Egypt, man. She lives in the valley. So I take her to sushi and we're chopping it up. She goes, yeah, I applied for jobs and stuff. I go, oh, that's cool, Mia. My daughter, I don't have her banging down doors because she's not a dude. You know, I'm a little sexist in that. But I do ask my daughter to do public speaking. So I ask her to write out 10 vocabulary words. She has to write a paragraph and she's got to pitch it. She's got to present it in front of her mom and her stepdad or in front of me and her nana. And she's done it 3 times for $50 a piece. I don't give her shit. I go, you want money? You know how to do it. You know how to earn it. That's $50 an hour is more than grown-ups make.
Yep.
I gave you the option. If you don't want it, no problem. This goes back to what we were talking about.
Yeah.
All these kids want everything, but they don't want to do nothing. So she's looking for jobs. And I go, okay, cool. I can't wait for you to get a job because she's going to get minimum. She's going to feel the brunt of, man, what did it take me to get $50 working a job versus dad, right? So I want that. That's what legacy means to me, is educating and promoting them, the kids, to roll into more of a business model. I can't be the authority if I don't have a successful business. So
Yeah.
if I'm doing it decent, mamsy-pamsy, más o menos, I mean, I'm making 150, 200 grand a year doing más o menos. Nah, bump that music. I got to do it bigger, and that's legacy. Great question, bro.
Absolutely. And being in this business, I'm sure you've gone through a lot of stuff, but how has business affected your relationships?
How much time you got, bro? Man, my relationships, I this is gonna be one for the gram right here. My relationships, I would tell a female that I date because I don't like to be public. I'm very private until it's comfortable enough to be public. I tell, if I'm going on a date, I say, look, if I'm not your boyfriend after 3 months, more than likely I'm not going to be your boyfriend. What are you looking for? Because I'm going to tell you what I'm looking for. I'm like, it's like a damn expectation meeting in your personal life, right? I don't want this. I don't want that. This is what I'm looking for, etc. So in a personal life, I do believe in balance. I do believe there is balance. And the balance is my business supersedes my personal relationship. And if you're okay with that, then we're probably going to have a great time. We'll be at lunch or dinner and we'll have some good times. We're going to have the market price stuff instead of the chicken. For most people, they look at the right side of the menu instead of figuring out what they really want to eat. Well, the chicken costs $12.99, so I guess I'm ordering chicken. You ain't going to have to go through that. But at the same time, I'll be on my phone. I'm going to be busy. Yeah, I'm going to put it down for about 20 minutes in personal time. But this is my expectation. I want to let you know that up front. So if personal time, like quality time, is not one of your love languages, I'm probably, or if that's the predominantly love language, that's probably going to be a problem with us. So I'm pretty upfront and public about it. But I will say this, in the personal life, I think a lot of guys are bitches.
Oh, yeah.
Straight up. They're not down to just tell you like it is. So instead, you meet the representative the first 2-3 months. Mm-hmm. So you ladies, you meet this representative, you're like, oh my gosh, he's so dreamy. He got me flowers. He love bombed me. He did all these different things. And then month 4, this motherfucker comes out with what he really is.
The real shit.
Yeah. And now you bought the gleaming, glitzing, whatever it is. And I'm just not like that. I'm just like 90% of the shit, I'm real. If you ask me if I'm dating anyone else, before we're about to have some sex, I'm a lie. If you ask me right after we have sex, I'm a lie. But ask me outside of that shit, I'm gonna tell you that's the truth. So I just got to be 100 with it. And I think that most guys, they're little bitches. They lost their man card some way. As you age, by the way, men, as you age, your testosterone goes down. As you age, your estrogen goes up. That's why you guys are little bitches north of 40 and 42, okay? Females, as you age, your testosterone goes up and your estrogen goes down. So that's why your mom has been checking your dad, and before it never happened like that. You need some supplements, homie. You need some as a real dog.
Go to the man clinic.
You need some supplements. You need some tests. You need some antidepressants. You need like man club. And some of the time you're getting manhandled. I'm not saying be an asshole, but at the same time, I'm saying stand for something. if you don't stand for something, you're gonna fall for everything.
Yes, sir.
So, and that's why I get passionate about it, because, hey, you know, I've been through the victim mentality, and I don't want to be a victim anymore. So, trust me, you're a high identity guy. They're all looking at you like the next meal. You better be very careful about who you choose, because it could set you back by about 3 to 5 years. And that is straight facts.
It's a 3 to 4 year lesson right there.
Man, let me tell you, you got, I'll talk about personal life next podcast, but man, you will go through it.
All right. Well, we're just about to hit our time here. But before we close out, what does no quitters mean to you?
No quitters means to me, just like Dan had said, when he asked a question, did you ever have a time where you thought about quitting? Absolutely not. That's what that means. You can't go into anything and be half-assed about it. You got to be all noise, man. Let's go. You got to have some type of goal at the end of the rainbow, and you have to step by step go through it. There's two things with that. There's clarity, so you need to know exactly what you want, and then there's consistency. So you need to have a consistent action plan to get to that goal. So clarity and consistency, most people don't even think about that shit. So if you want to get into anything, have those two things marked, and then go and grab guys like Dan and Venny, so that you can be like, all right, man, I need some mentoring, I need some coaching, I need to know the direction. And you guys, as a result of this conversation, it's going to help me to pivot in the right direction. No quitters. I'm not quitting. I'm not going home. I'm staying here, and I'm going to make this shit happen.
Absolutely. That's badass.
There you go.
That's badass. If our audience wants to find you, what's your handles?
My Instagram handle is Money Business Manny. We have a YouTube, The Financial Architects. We have locations all over the place. So if you Google us, The Financial Architects, normally I'll come up. If you Google me, Manny Soto, I'll come up. You're more than welcome to reach out to any one of our branches. If you'd like an opportunity to do business with us, we'd love that opportunity to earn your business. If you'd like an opportunity to get with us in any shape or form, we'd love that opportunity. Thanks for the opportunity.
Reach out to them. They're really doing it. I mean, you guys are big in the industry. And so thank you for being here. We
Thanks for having me.
appreciate your time.
Thank you, man.
And don't forget, No Quitters Podcast on all platforms. We're on YouTube, on podcasts, Apple, everywhere.
Lock in, fam. Let's go.
See you soon.